live. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Welcome in. I am so excited to be here and awake. Oh my gosh. Okay, so much to tell you. First of all, I went on vacation, which is always great, but wouldn't be a vacation if I didn't get sick. Do you know what I'm saying? So 4 or 5 days into the vacation, I got a cold, and then it went to my lung, the whole dramatic blah, right? So we get home from the vacation, and guess what happens then? I get even sicker. I've been sick since like the 9th of July, and it is the 23rd. I mean, this is like insane, but whatever. Anyway, I didn't want to start this out being like a bitch session. I don't mean to do that, right? But I just have to say how excited I am to be here today. I am excited because of multiple reasons. I just uh I just I love what I do so much, and it amazes me that I get to do what I get to do. I mean, I know that might sound a little weird, but I'm so blessed. So blessed. All right. So, that all being said, so when I go on vacation, hi, Frank, nice to see you. I'm feeling good, but yeah, it's my throat and my voice is still a little bit messed up, but life is good. Life is good. Okay. So, whenever I go on vacation, I usually take the time to kind of reflect on what I do, and I talk to my guides. Is there any changes I need to make? So this live session is going to be a little bit different. I want us to really have a full-on immersive and inclusive conversation. Okay. And what I want to talk about tonight, Rachel. Hi, Rachel. I'm so glad you're here. What I want to do tonight is so my theme on Patreon this week is the teachings of Ram Dass. Okay. If you're not familiar with Ram Dass, he's amazing. I mean, oh my gosh, Google him and just listen to it. He's funny and like witty and like so insightful. And his guru was the Maharaji, which I mean, oh my God, like, right? Like just the beautiful, like it's all about love, right? But here's the thing. This is the fun part about this. It's not just like Ram Dass's way of being is not, oh, I thank you so much, Rachel. That's so sweet. She said, excited to see you live again. I honestly look forward to, thank you. You're so sweet. So my theme this week of Ram Dass, one of the things that he teaches us is that we are all just walking each other home, right? And I could cry just thinking of that, because the amazing thing about this is that we are all like every single person you meet is there to walk you home or to teach you or to just be, just show us something. It doesn't even necessarily, I feel like, have to be like a teaching thing, but it has to be like, it is kind of like just us doing this together. We are all in this life, in this world, in this human experience together. Okay. And that's what is so cool. Okay. So one of the things that I really wanted to talk about tonight, and I want this to be a full-on conversation. So please feel free to give your story, okay, about what I'm going to talk about. I want to share my truth with you. This is a really big topic of conversation. Okay. I'm just going to say it that way. And I want to share this with you guys because it's my life. It's really important to me. And this is who I am. Okay. So I'm going to get real personal. And then I invite you to share your personal stories as well. Okay. All right. So one of the reasons why I love this particular conversation, we are all walking each other home, is because I have been not so healthy lately. Okay, nothing dramatic. It's not like it's the C word or any of those types of things. However, I have really bad arthritis to the point where about 3 or 4 years ago, I thought to myself, like, because it's in my feet, it's in my hands, it's in my neck, it's in my cervical, whatever that thing is called, spine, yeah, whatever that thing's called, right? And it's bad. Okay, so I didn't know how bad it was. Okay, but I was having trouble walking, and it hurt to walk. Now, one of the things that I want to show or want to share with you guys is that here's the thing. We take for granted our ability to walk. I mean, we really do. You have to just admit that, right? We really we take it for granted sometimes. I know I did. Okay. Um, and me being the little happy medium that I am, what I ended up doing was trying to keep the stiff upper lip and just move forward, right? And I have someone in my life who is I'm just going to say it this way, a non-practicing doctor. Okay. And he started talking to me about how losing weight would be a really important thing to do. It could be really, really helpful. And so I was like, I don't know. Okay, maybe, whatever, with the injections. So the longer that life went on, the more, let's just say, the more, how do I want to say this? The more that life went on, the more depressed I was kind of getting about, like, my husband and I had always wanted to go to Italy. And all I could think of was, how am I going to walk? You need to be able to walk to go through Italy, right? I mean, it's like all of those types of things. And then, yeah, it got to be kind of, I was not depressed per se, but not in a good space. Okay. So then my friend that is a non-practicing doctor was like, you need to do this. Okay. So this is about a little over a year ago. And since that time, I went on the shots and I have lost 50 pounds, which is huge. Okay. I'm like college weight, which, like, seriously, I'm 61 years old. College weight. Give me a break. Right? It's crazy. Hey, Bernadette. Hey, Frank. So yeah. So if you just joined, I'm being my truth tonight. I'm telling my story, and I want this to be interactive. I want you to be able to share your stories too. Okay. So now let me get back to it. So for the last over a year or so, I have been losing weight, and I finally at my goal, let's just say. And what's happening right now is that I am feeling really good. And it's almost been like lately, like sort of like the imposter syndrome. I don't know if that makes sense to you, right? But I feel like sometimes it's like that imposter syndrome because I look at my body and I go, wait, how did I lose this weight? So the shots are great. Side effects for sure. The whole thing is that I don't want to get into that, but whatever. Anyway, so my husband and I decided to go on this vacation. We go every year. We go to Cabo. It's our thing. We've been going for 20 years. It's just our thing. So we get there and we always stay in basically this one same building. There's a whole bunch of buildings. It's a huge resort. We always stay in this basically one building and everything. And right next to the building, there is this massive set of stairs. Okay. So for the last many years, I haven't been able to climb those stairs. And it becomes a thing for me. Like, or if I do feel like that I want to try, I have to stop in the middle, or I had to stop in the middle and whatever, the whole thing. And I've taken many videos of myself over the years with my phone going, this is my goal, blah, 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 the whole thing. Right. So we go this time and I see the stairs. So I take this video of myself going up the stairs. And I'm here to tell you, it brings me to tears because of the fact that I felt alive. I was able to walk up those stairs without a problem. Okay. Now, the arthritis in my feet is still there, but when you don't have a small child of weight on there, it becomes a whole different ballgame, right? So I walk up these stairs, and if I ever have the courage, I may post the video of that this year because it's amazing. Okay. Like for me, it was just amazing. So I walked those stairs, and that was like on the first or second day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, this is amazing. I can't believe I was able to do that. And so then during that time, oh my God, and I forgot to tell you the best part. Oh my God. Okay. So as I'm walking towards the stairs, and my husband and I are together, and I'm looking around. My thing has been over the years has been feathers. I see feathers. Feathers for encouragement, feathers for go forward, that type of thing, right? So I've got this whole thing of feathers. That's always been my thing. My mom speaks to me. She sends me feathers. One day when I was trying to decide if I was going to do the Patreon thing, I went outside and the gardener had just been there, but I looked and there was all these feathers, right? So that's like, it's my symbol of I've got this. I'm going to do this, right? So anyway, right before we get to the stairs, what do I see but a feather? And I'm like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. That was crazy, right? So I go up the stairs and I'm feeling like I am like the queen, right? I mean, it was awesome. So then the next day, well, first of all, at some point during that, my husband, because there's a lot of hills where we are, and it's like this whole big resort thing. And I'm walking like ahead of my husband. He goes, why are you walking so fast? And I turned around, I'm going to cry. I turned around and I looked at him and I said, because I can. Right. So I was just, hey, Keith. So, and Bernadette. So I was absolutely blown away. Right. Because I can. Okay. Love that. Right. So then the story gets even more crazy. The resort that we go to is on a beach, but you don't really spend time on the beach because you're not allowed to go in the water there because there's always riptides and it's bad, right? So you're just not allowed to go in the water, which we never care because we're not ocean swimmers anyway, right? So I start to walk. We go down, and I have not walked on that sand in many, many years because it's hard when you have arthritis in your feet. It's hard to walk on the sand. Number one. Number two, I get, it's a lot. Okay. I'll just leave it at that. So Keith and I decided we're going to do it. We're going to walk on the beach. So what do? We start down there and we walk and we walk and we walk. And guess what? As we're walking, I'm seeing feathers. I'm seeing feathers on this beach, right? And I'm like, oh my God, Keith, look at this. I mean, it's amazing, right? So we're walking down. We walk the whole way down that we haven't walked in many, many years, right? So I'm walking through and I'm like, I can't believe I just did this. Walking back, I see a whole other set of feathers, just sporadic, right? So it's like I'm just going to say every 20 steps, I see another feather. Now, I didn't pick them up just because I thought, whatever. Oh my gosh, you guys, it was crazy. And it filled me with so much encouragement and courageousness. Because you guys know, if you follow me at all, you probably know that courage and courageous are like my words. Okay. So anyway, that is my story. That is where I am now. And thank you so much. Oh my gosh, Rachel, thank you so much for saying that. It is a beautiful story because like it's one of courageousness. Like I mean, I always come across as this little happy-go-lucky girl, but the reality is I'm not always so happy-go-lucky. I mean, I get sad, I get, mad, I get the whole gamut of emotions just like everybody else. I just, when I'm live, I love being live, so I'm just inherently happy, right? So, anyway, I'm telling you all this story because this is about we are all walking each other home. Okay. My friend that is the doctor is the one that encouraged me. I probably wouldn't have done it had I went to my regular doctor and she was telling me you should do these shots. These shots are for somebody just like you. So bottom line is that I feel so good and I feel so happy and I can walk without a lot of pain. And it's absolutely amazing. Thank you, Keith. I appreciate that so much. Keith says, this is not Keith, my husband. This is Keith, my friend, right? Beautiful message and story. And yes, the words are so powerful, right? So bottom line is we're all just walking each other home. And I thought to myself, because I love studying Ram Dass, right? So I thought to myself, you know what? I think it's time. There's a lot more to my story that I'll probably share in the upcoming weeks and months and stuff. But I really thought to myself that sometimes when you think that all is lost, it's just not. We just need to sometimes just find solutions, let's just say, you know? So tonight, what I really wanted to do was tell you my story, okay? And tell you how this friend of mine that is the doctor started that whole ball rolling. Okay? Because if he hadn't started that ball rolling, I wouldn't have been able to do it. And the spiritual signs that I saw along the way. We always have there are always things that we can do. Sometimes we just don't want to see it because we get trapped in that space of, oh my God, my life is over, right? So what I want to do is I want you to share your story with me. Okay. And to get the ball rolling. Oh, Rachel says, do you believe you were manifesting the solution in the past by making the steps a thing? You know what? I'm sure I was. Oh my God, Rachel, that is such a great point. I'm sure I was because, I love the idea of manifesting. I love the idea of what our mind thinks that we actually are. I love that. Um, yeah, absolutely. I believe that I manifested it, but I don't think I knew that I was manifesting it. And to get into the whole manifesting thing, I think that sometimes what I would do is I would say to my guides, and I would be, during meditation or praying or whatever, I would be like, I give this to you, please help me. Right. So in terms of that, yeah, so who was walking me home? My friend that's the doctor, all of you guys, honestly, my guides who showed me all of the showed me all of the what am I trying to say? The feathers, you know? We're all here. The barista that smiles at me when I go get a cup of coffee. Mhm. The person that's driving that I need to get in the next lane and they go ahead in. Mhm. We're all walking each other home. Right? I love this. Okay. So I would love to hear your stories. Okay. How, like, I have some questions that I can ask you. All right. So my first question to you is Has there been a story in your past or in your future, or I shouldn't say in your future, but in your present, where spirit surprised you? Maybe you weren't looking for something to happen, and then all of a sudden, like, I forgot all about those stairs at the resort, right? I forgot all about the stairs at the resort. But, now I didn't. You know what I mean? Like, I remembered it when I saw the stairs, like, oh my God, the stairs, right? So share your stories with me. I want this to be interactive. Okay. So what is a way that spirit surprised you? Or what is a story where you realized that somebody in your life was walking you home? Tell me your stories. I would love to hear it. Okay. Um, I want this to be a conversation, by the way, the thing I didn't tell you guys is at the end, I'm not really doing readings tonight, but at the end, I'm going to pull a card and I'm going to see if spirit wants me to channel a message. So I've been doing that a little bit more lately, and I love that because it's like a channeling situation versus just giving a reading. So the fair on letting go for the stairs. Oh, love it. Yeah, absolutely. Right. And spirit signs and the numbers you have seen. Keith, what are tell me a story about the numbers. I know you're into numbers. What's going on with the numbers that you've been seeing? Tell me a story where it's like you kind of go, oh my gosh, right? I know that you have one, yeah. My mouth is all dry from talking so much. And I'd love for you to share. Hi, Amanda. Nice to see you. Thanks for being here. Yeah, I'd love to hear your stories. You're still putting them together. Yeah. That's the thing. I think too, is that our sort of like me seeing the feathers, I know that that's a thing for me. But it completely surprised me when I saw it at the bottom of the stairs. I mean, seriously, I saw the feather at the bottom of the stairs when knowing, I was going to look at those stairs as I was walking up to it going, oh my God, the stairs, and wasn't that many stairs, but it encouraged me, or numbers. Oh, just before I went on, I was nervous about telling my story, right? So just before I got on live, I looked down at the clock and it said 444. And I was like, oh my God, 444. What does that mean exactly? It means divine guidance and divine, what's the word I want to say? Divine inspiration, that sort of thing. Right. So I was like, oh my God, of course, it's always okay to tell your story, Oh my gosh. Dose of sunshine. Okay, Rachel, this is Rachel's story. Mine is about 4-leaf clovers. Could never find one after years of searching. Oh my gosh, right? One day, I heard an encouraging word in my mind to look down, and there would be a clover. I thought, there is no way because I've looked. Oh my God, I love this, right? The voice said, again, trust it. And yes, there was a huge clover right below my feet. Seriously, I love that. And didn't it feel like, tell me how that felt, Rachel. Tell me how that felt when you saw that 4-leaf clover there. I mean, seriously. Oh my gosh. And Amanda says butterflies are a big sign from my loved ones and my family. Awesome. One of the craziest times I saw one was at a Baltimore Ravens game. Sorry, in the stadium. Oh my God, what are the odds of that? In the stadium, top level seats, and one flew right over. No way. So you knew that so let me ask you this, Amanda. Was your yeah, I was just about to ask, who was the biggest Ravens fan? And please don't hate me, but I'm from Pittsburgh. But I have cousins that are Ravens fans, so there we go. My dad was the biggest Ravens fans. I told my sister, and she said she saw one too at a game. Oh my gosh, right? You just knew. And so Amanda, tell me this. Without a doubt, did you just know that it was your dad? That's what is so cool, you know? Oh my God, Rachel, seriously, go Ravens. Oh my God. Okay, so Rachel says, this doesn't give me enough space to type at all, but I never doubted spirit again. Oh, that's what I love about it, right? It makes us believe that much more. You know what I mean? I love that. Love that. You knew it was him for sure. Yeah, that's the thing, you know? When we get those, when we have those moments, you know, like when I see the feather or the butterfly or the four-leaf clover, when you see it, it's just, you just know without a doubt, you know? I remember when my mom passed away and I was at her house and she had already passed, and my sister was coming over from her house, and we were you know, you had to do the stuff that you do. And I think I've told this before, but I hadn't felt from the time I knew that my mom passed until like 36 hours later. I am not lying. I thought, "Ugh, she's going to totally come to me. I'm a medium. That's what I do." She did not come to me for 36 hours, right? But that's not even the funny part, right? My sister comes down the driveway, and as she's coming, there was a deer in the yard. Like, I just happened to look out the window and there was a deer there, and I just knew it was my mom. And my sister saw it and she's like, "That was mom. That was mom." And I'm like, "I know it was mom. Oh my God." Right. Right. Okay. So, my dad, myself, and my brother-in-law and his best friend, they're all in spirit now. Oh my God. So so is it, so Amanda, is, are butterflies the thing for all of them? I love this. Love this for you. Sorry about the loss of of all the people you have in spirit, but it's so cool, right? You know, that they come back and they come to you as a butterfly. I love it. Used to see feathers everywhere too, Bernadette. I love it. Okay, so Rachel says, ooh, another story is when I was 18 and my best friend was a black lab. I love it. I was crazy and I decided to join the military. But all I could think of was, how can I leave him? Well, he ended up passing away suddenly. Like 2 months before I left for boot camp. Tore me up. But then when I was training, this orange butterfly followed me the entire time for months. I just had a deep feeling it was my, without a doubt. I mean, oh my God. Oh, Rachel, that is the most incredible story. So, do you, like, did you start to realize that you were maybe then supposed to go in the military? Like, you were thinking, "Oh, I can't leave the dog. I can't leave the dog." And then the dog passes suddenly. Like, you just knew at that point in my head, like, did you just know? You just knew you were supposed to go. I mean, you were supposed to go into the military. Oh my God, that's amazing. Wow. Right? Okay, and Amanda says, I love these stories, you guys. When my mom sold the house eventually, it was your nana's house. Okay. When my mom sold the house eventually, it was in December. There was a single yellow rose in full bloom in front of the house. When I went to help mom pack, spirit is real. Oh, without a doubt, that I have got chills. You guys, all these stories are freaking amazing. Oh my God. Wow. He was saying it's okay to let the house go. And they were there for 45 years. Oh my gosh. And you know what? It's like, we don't even sometimes like ask for the signs and the symbols. You know, I feel like that they just know what they need to give us in order for us to believe, you know? Like, I've told this story before that my college boyfriend um is in spirit, and he's like my spirit partner, right? And he's always here at everything. He's my gatekeeper. I call him my gatekeeper. So the spirits always usually line up over there and the thing and whatever, right? And he used to come to me in songs. Like, that's how he would, before I was fully able to understand what he was trying to tell me. like he would come to me in a song and I would turn the dial and I'd be like, oh my God. And I knew it was him. You know what I mean? So yeah, I mean, they come to you as they come to you. I love this, right? Yeah, it was okay. So Rachel says it was wild, Lori. These are the things I look back that lets me know, number one, spirit has always been supporting me. And two, I'm extremely connected. Oh, without a doubt, obviously, I mean, I know because I know you well, you're definitely extremely connected, but these are the things that spirit does so that we know that we are extremely connected. I love that. Did he have long hair? Okay, so Amanda, are you talking about the dog? Are you talking about the dog? I just needed to ask because I'm thinking that that's where you're going with that. And Keith says, Amanda, thank you for the story. I'm thinking about selling my mom and dad's house. Oh, wow. Look for the signs, Keith. Look for the signs. I love it. Oh my gosh. Oh, my boyfriend from college. No, he didn't have long hair. He didn't have long hair. And I was about to tell you, and then I thought, no, don't want to tell you anymore. Because Amanda, because if you have somebody, feel free. Tell me who you've got with you. Who is it? Maybe it's for somebody else here. Ooh, that's fun. Oh my God. I love this. I love this. Oh my gosh. You also had red cardinals today. Ooh, so Keith, what do red cardinals mean for you? What do red cardinals actually mean for you? Flip the script and give Lori a reading. I know, right? Oh my gosh. I have to say that this is gatekeeper. Okay. All right. So Bernadette says, who's the gatekeeper? Oh, his name. Oh, I think he or she or they are drunk or high because I'm getting hit in life every direction since I was born. He didn't do, I mean, we drank and stuff, but it wasn't like he wouldn't come through as drunk or high. That wasn't kind of who he was. So you're getting hit in life every direction since I was born. Oh, honey. I also read Cardinals. Oh, flip the script. Gatekeeper. Okay. Oh, so Amanda says long brown wavy hair and a ponytail. Oh, oh boy. I was friends and dated quite a few musicians, and there's one that had brown hair, but I think he's still alive. I'll have to look to see if he's still alive or whatever. Oh, Bernadette, you're so sweet. Red cardinals are the signs from Graham and Mom. Oh my God. So Keith, here's the question then. You're thinking about selling your mom's and dad's place. Ask them for the sign. Maybe that was the sign, the yes or no sign. So that could be interesting. That could be very, very interesting. Okay, so here's another question. Is there somebody in your life that has completely changed your life by just saying a few little words? Okay. Like my friend that's the doctor, right? Like somebody saying just a few words to you, did it change the course of anything for you? Okay. Kind of like Rachel's dog, like, that story. Like, is there anybody that has somebody that just, somebody alive that said something to you that rocked your world, changed everything, and you followed it, and now you know why? That's a really good question. That's a great question because, I mean, we are all just walking each other home. And if we choose to acknowledge the signs, right? I think, if we choose to acknowledge the signs, that's that's where the miracles happen. Gosh, I love that. And it's so interesting because I'll tell you this story. So I was gosh, I was 17 or 18 years old, long time ago. This was like almost 40 years ago, right? So I was, I was like 18 years old, and I was supposed to go. This is a funny story, actually. I, um, I wanted to be a singer, right? And there was this group that I came across by happenstance, by the way. And they were called Recreation. I'll just go ahead and say they were called Recreation out of Pennsylvania. And what they did was they performed like all over the place at fairs and all this stuff. But the reason why they did the fairs and the churches and the blah, 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 all of that was so that we could make money to go into the veterans hospitals all around the country. And I just thought that was the coolest thing, right? Like, because it's like I get to perform, but then I get to give back and that whole thing. So I tried out for the group, and there was all these people trying out, and they wanted me. But guess what? I wasn't the best student, right? I ended up being a great student in college, but I wasn't the best student in high school, right? I didn't get into the college because we had to get into a college, And so I didn't get into the college. And you know what happened? The director so believed in me, he so believed in me that he went to bat for me. And he said, she will be a straight A student. You mark my words. And they listened to him and they took me. And sure enough, by the time I was a senior in college, I was like straight A's because I was into it then, kind of thing. So somebody just kind of sticking up for you. Okay, so Keith says, I know, and still working on it and talking with my mom and dad. I keep on getting messages, but the memories of the place, oh, for sure. I say that's what I need to take with me, the memories, not the things we have. Absolutely. It is the hardest thing to sell the house that you grew up in. It is so hard. But it's also like oh my God, I took everything from my mom's house. And I live across the country. Like, I mean, this was in Pennsylvania and I live in Los Angeles, right? So I had all this crap shipped out here. But I wanted the energy on the things, the stuff, it's about the energy. It's about the things, just pick a few things. Trust me, don't take everything like I did. That was a big mistake. I shouldn't have done all that. But the reality is that, oh, here's a good one. Okay, I'm going to cover that up. But this is that's my mom. Oh my God, she was so cute. And that's not even the greatest picture of her. But this was like at the funeral home, right? So whenever I look at it, it becomes a thing. And I mean, those things are the things that mean something, right? So yeah. So tell me more of your stories, you guys. I want to hear more stories. And yeah, I would love for you to share. I want us to be in this community together. Okay. I want you all to know that we are all in this. We are all walking each other home. Okay. That's why I'm creating this community. And that's why I created the Patreon. By the way, it's free to join. Okay. Spirit stories, like answer. Okay. So here's the question. Here's another good question. What's something, okay? What's a lesson that you've learned this year that your younger self needs to hear or your younger self needed to hear? Like, what's a lesson that you learned that you wish you had learned many years ago? Let's put it that way. You're trying to create a Patreon. Oh, good for you. I know it's so much fun. So yeah. So tell me a lesson that you've learned or a person that has completely changed your life. Tell me your stories. I just found the crystal she wore and her spirit cards. Oh my God, the angel cards she loved. I love that. Use those cards. Her energy is on those cards. That is beautiful. I love it. I love it, Keith. Her energy is on those crystals and on the cards. Absolutely. And then, okay. So one of the things that I wanted to do, okay, so what, you know what, I think I'm going to go ahead and do this now. I would bring on the stories. I would love to hear them. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull one card for all of us. Oh, yay, Amanda. Okay, so Amanda's story is my shadow work showed me the not so great things about my childhood that I needed to face in order to let it go. That is so huge. Amanda, do you realize how huge? I mean, I'm sure you do. That is huge. It helped explain why I do certain things as an adult. Wow. That is absolutely huge. And Amanda, oh my gosh, I love that story. I love that you just told us that. Thank you for being like, thank you for allowing yourself to be intimate with us. I mean, this is like huge, you know? Yeah, it shifted like everything. I can totally understand that. I can see where it would, you know? I mean, it's so interesting because I mean, I don't know how old you are, Amanda, but you know, now that I'm like 61 and I look back at all those, you know, weird things that happened when I was a kid, you know, if I hadn't gotten into that group, the group that I was telling you about, the singing group, you know, the performing group, right? If I hadn't gotten into that group, I wouldn't have started on the spiritual journey that I went on, right? I wouldn't have met my now husband. I mean, everything happened, keeps, you know, everything happened because of all of the things that happened in my life, right? And so I want to say you're 43. Oh, great age. So Amanda, let me just throw this out to you. If you hadn't, and I'm here to tell you, I've been through some really shitty things, okay, in my life, especially when I was younger, okay, some like really bad things. But so I say this with love. I mean, it's not like accusatory or anything like that, like, you know, whatever. But the one thing that I learned is that those crappy things that I went through actually taught me lessons that I look at now and I think, oh my God, if I hadn't gone through that, I might not have the compassion for other people that I was sexually assaulted. I wasn't raped, but I was sexually assaulted. If I hadn't gone through that and made my peace with it and dealt with it and all of that stuff, I wouldn't be able to understand people that have been through the same thing. Okay. Don't forget, I'm a medium, so I give readings and I hear stuff all the time. Okay. All sorts of things. So it creates, yes, definitely. Me too, for sure. You know, it creates a different type of compassion that you learn, you know. So at the time, it was a horrible thing. It was terrible. Right. But in looking back many years in between, you know, it's like you like realize, oh, maybe I learned, maybe I had to go through that, as much as I hate to say that, in order to learn a lesson. Right. So Amanda says 100%, I couldn't be more grateful. Absolutely. First, I yelled at dad, then I thanked him. Wow, that is so beautiful. He loved me enough to put me through it all to learn a different perspective. Absolutely. Oh my gosh. Amanda, what a beautiful soul you are. You know, and I really appreciate that you said that you're grateful, because when we allow ourselves to look back and deal with those crappy things that happened, right? There are so many people that don't allow themselves to do that. And so, in terms of that, I feel so grateful that I'm able to be who I am, and I was able to deal with that, all of that stuff, you know? Yeah. Oh, you really are an amazing soul. Oh my gosh, Amanda. I just feel such a kinship with you. So that's great. So Keith says, still working on your shadow work. Absolutely. There's always things to work on, right? Especially with the shadow work. Oh my gosh. Those are the things. The shadow work is like that I don't know if you guys actually know what shadow work is, but it's those things about yourself that you kind of keep hidden from the world. Okay? And when we deal with those, like, I don't know that I've ever said, I mean, I've dealt with it, But I don't know that I've ever said on a live that I was sexually assaulted. I don't think I've ever said that before, like live, right? So for me to actually express that, I mean, maybe that could help somebody else. So we're all walking each other home. I love this. Um, so Bernadette says, why does the other side send people back? Um, Interesting that you would put it that way, Bernadette, because I don't look at it like that. I personally look at it like reincarnation, and I believe that we choose to come back, you know. We haven't dealt with all of the crappy things, in our past lives. And then we need to keep moving forward. And I'm here to tell you, I'll be the first one to say, and I've heard this so many spiritual people say this, like, I'm hoping that this is my last life. Because I mean, it seems too cool on the other side, kind of thing. So, right. Back from your death experiences. I think that they have things to do. They have people to touch, I mean, who was it? Somebody that I know, and I don't remember who it was. They were like, it was like a near-death experience, and they came back. Who was that? I don't exactly remember, but I remember saying to them, look, you might have more people to touch. Like, imagine that you are supposed, kind of like the movie It's a Wonderful Life. I hate to say it, right? But it's like George Bailey had lives to touch. My hands are so itchy right now, and I know it's a spirit related thing, but oh my God, it's crazy, right? But it's like George Bailey, if you haven't seen the movie It's a Wonderful Life, yeah, it's a Christmas movie, but it's like you can watch it all year long. It's my favorite movie of like all time because he got to see what the world would be like without him in it. And he didn't see great things. He touched a lot of lives. We all have lives to touch, and we'll know when we're done. We'll know when we're done. We're not done. You're not done, Bernadette. Right. You've been told you have work to do. I absolutely. I'm like you, right? Right. Oh, hi, Christina. Nice to see you. You asked both grandparents for an orange rose and a red rose. I was in a store and turned around and there were bunches and bunches of orange and red roses. I was brought to tears. Oh my gosh, I love that. Love that story. Oh my gosh. There's so much that we can there's so much that comes to mind for that. Christina, that's such a beautiful story because, spirit is with us. Butterflies and feathers and, however it is. Oh, love these stories, you guys. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. Okay. So to close things off, I'm going to pull a card and then we're going to see what spirit has to tell us. This is so cool. Before I do this, I want to type in my Patreon. Patreon.com/Lori Albert. It's free. It's free to join. I do posts 3 times a week. I'm starting again with, I was off for a couple of weeks with the meditations, right? So I do a live meditation on Patreon. I do these. Spirit told me while I was on vacation that I'm supposed to be doing another live. So that's going to be kind of interesting. So we'll see where things go, So, okay. So let's get into this. Oh, Bernadette says, my friend recently passed. She woke me up. Oh, I love that. I mean, I'm sorry that your friend passed, but I love that she woke you up. I love that. Overwhelmed me. Yeah, when they get too close. Yeah, I mean, of course, it's kind of freaks you out. Like you're kind of like, whoa, what's going on? So interesting. Okay, so here we go. I'm going to pull this card and then I'm going to see what spirit has to say. Oh my God, this is holy cannoli. I pulled the messages card and look at this. It's hummingbirds. Oh my God, you guys, this is exactly what we were talking about. Like, okay, you guys, seriously, I know I do this all the time when I pull a card that is like meaningful, but we're sitting here talking about messages and about butterflies and stuff. And look what comes up, hummingbirds. I mean, seriously. Oh my God. Oh my God. Okay. All right. So let me get into a little space where I can. Thank you, Spirit. The messages that we're talking about with this beautiful card are not just messages from, with the hummingbirds and the butterflies and the feathers. These are messages that you pick up by yourself. And they don't have to be messages from the hummingbirds and the butterflies. They can be messages that just come to you. Wow. Oh gosh, you guys. Spirit is saying to me, oh my God, I'm going to try to just totally channel. This week, I would encourage you to sit in meditation and just allow yourself to just receive and know that you're going to get a message. You're going to get a message. And you're going to be able to understand what that message is. When we allow ourselves to sit in meditation and sit in a space of stillness, that's when Spirit is going to speak to you the most. Sitting in that space of stillness. It doesn't have to be 100% quiet, but it's sitting in that place of stillness. Spirit gives you messages in every single thing that you do every day. Sometimes we see them, sometimes we don't. Sometimes we overlook them, but that's okay. That's okay, because Spirit knows how to get our attention. Spirit knows that when you see a butterfly on the top tier of a football stadium, that you know that that's from Spirit. Spirit knows how to get your attention. Believe it. Believe that you are getting the messages that you are supposed to get. You are loved. You are loved beyond measure by your loved ones in Spirit, by all the Spirit entities on the other side, by many, many people here on earth in human form. And don't forget that we are all spiritual beings having that human experience. Smile, friends. Wow. Okay. Wow. Okay. I sort of don't know what I said, but I sort of do. Oh my gosh. I know. I just cannot get over that I pulled this card. You know what I love about this is that as I was channeling, I was, yes, I know I shouldn't have been thinking about this, but I'm like, oh my God, how am I going to remember what I said? It dawned on me that this is taped. So we can, maybe we can find a way to pull that excerpt out and put it on social media, on here, as a short, or on Patreon, all of that. So yeah, I'll try to do that, Rachel. Rachel's way better at it than I am. Okay, so Amanda says, oh, you had a call. That's okay. Spirit is always there for sure. When my dad passed in September, for a solid month, I couldn't drive down the road without one butterfly after another in front of my truck. I love that. It's so interesting because, you know, way back when I first started giving readings, years and years and years and years ago, when I first started giving readings, Spirit told me, and I know the Spirit told me this, um, it's not good for somebody to come to you who has just lost a loved one because, and this is what Spirit told me at the time, because um spirit because they're because the spirit on the other side is still getting it together, kind of, right? But many years later, actually not too many years ago at this point, Spirit told me that it's actually backwards from that. It's tough giving somebody a reading when they've just lost somebody because they're so in that space of grief. They're so in that space of grief that they don't it's hard for them to hear anything, right? So I just find that interesting. Spirit is, so what do? They give you the messages. I mean, or they show up as butterfly, they show up in all those different ways. So cool. I mean, it's just that's like, that would be a really interesting topic of conversation. Amanda says, actually, Keith says, beautiful messages, Spirit, and thank you. Send love and light to everyone. And Amanda says, it's been 16 years and I still see them all the time. I love that. Even last weekend in a storm when I was sitting outside that's so funny because when we were on vacation in Cabo, I saw a yellow butterfly. I'm sure it was a moth of some sort, but it was beautiful. It looked like a butterfly. Love that. I love hearing these stories. Maybe, I don't know what the theme's going to be next week, but we're going to continue on these conversations, and I'm going to do another channeled message. I'm feeling called to do less live readings and more like channeling and more conversational stuff. So I'm actually considering, tell me, you guys, before we go, I'm going to ask you a question and just tell me if this would make sense to you. What do you guys think about doing this or a version of this on Zoom so that we can all get on our cameras and so we can see each other? What do you guys think of that? Tell me if you like that idea. If you don't, that's no harm, no foul. Spirit kind of came to me about that. Keith, do you like that? Do you like that idea? You saw a white butterfly today. Oh, I love that. That would be cool. You know what? I'm kind of wondering if that could be like a thing that I got to figure out how to do it through Patreon, but why not? Yeah, I think it could be kind of fun and we can try it, or maybe I could do this and that. I don't know. Spirit is working with me, you guys, on what to do next. So this has been so much fun today. Thank you guys for being here and just showing up and being part of this community. I feel so honored that you guys would spend an hour with me. So thank you for that. Much love to you. And until next week, love to you guys. Have a beautiful day or evening. Oh, hi, Frank. You know what? I will email you. Okay, Frank? Okay. Much love. Bye, everybody. Love you.